to the Nafisa Dango Show. We're having a very inspirational afternoon talking about emotional intelligence, health, how important our nutrition is with the AIM product. And then we also spoke to Sister Nadia Abrams about the Cockney Legacy Project, talking about people leaving their legacies behind and how important it is to learn from that and try and create our own. But talking about all these types of things, what about the ambition and drive and perseverances that we should have when encountering certain challenges in our lives? And this is the gentleman that has really inspired us this afternoon to be able to bring him onto the show, to entice people, to make them understand that they can also overcome their challenges, whether he's taken his challenges and turned it into opportunity. Musa Motha is soaring above his disability and pursuing his dreams despite his circumstances. Now, let me tell you about him. He's a 25-year-old amputee raised in the Vaal in Sebokeng. He was raised by his grandmother and his mother. Musa got diagnosed with cancer, which is known as osteosarcoma, at the age of 11, which started as a pain in the knee. Eventually, what had happened was he went too late because the cancer had gotten into his bone, into the marrow. And it was then where, of course, he got and had to get his leg amputated. And from that type of situation that he was in, this didn't stop him from actually acquiring his goals and reaching his ambitions. So he's joining me this afternoon. A very warm welcome to you. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. How are you doing this afternoon, Musa? Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's such a pleasure and honor having you joining us this afternoon.
Thank you very much for the invite and actually, asking me to come and join and share their story. It really means a lot.
Reading your story had inspired me in so many directions to tell myself that, anything is possible if you put your mind down to it. And let's talk through your story. Talk us through what happened to you about your story, how it started off. I mean, you were pretty young. You were only, 11 years old when your problem started.
Yes, I was 10 years old, and I was one of those little boys who play soccer. So yeah, that's where everything started. Actually, started as a pain after playing soccer, and then eventually we realized that the knee is starting to swell up, and then it was like giving me problems every day, every night. I end up stopping to stopping to go to school, and then yeah, I started to actually stay at home because of the pain. I couldn't walk properly, and yeah, until my mom decided to call an ambulance, and then that's where actually everything started. The journey of hospitals, being sent from one hospital to another, until they found they actually thought of doing the biopsy, and then that's where they found out, like, okay, you have this. And then after that, that's where actually, they told us this is how we can tackle this, and this is how it can happen. And they told us the advantages and disadvantages of it. And then, yeah, then after that, I got like treatment for 2 weeks. They told me that I can't continue anymore. But it's not because I can't, but it's a matter of the other options that they need to explore, which is the application. And then we thought about it, we gave it a thought, and then I came to the decision that what, let's do it. At the end of the day, I need to heal up, I need to go and play with other kids. And then yeah, that they did the amputation, and then I finished up my treatment, the chemotherapy, and I finished it up. Then everything started. I went to school, went back to school, and yeah.
Yeah. So You actually opted to go for that amputation because I think you realized that was the better option to go for, because that wasn't going to stop you acquiring what you wanted. How did it make you feel when they told you initially that you're going to be losing your leg? I mean, because that's something that allows you to be mobile. It allows you to do many things that we take, I think, for granted every single day.
I think, you know, the whole other thing that happened, when I still had the leg. So it was a matter of I get rid of it or I enjoy the pain, of which is something that I didn't want to do, you know. So there was a point where I couldn't even feel, that this leg is going to function. So that's how it was damaged, how much it was damaged. So
Mm.
the amputation was actually one of the possible um, things that could happen and give me, like, it's a game to regain everything that I've lost, everything that actually um I missed, like school and catching up with friends and all that. So it didn't actually gave me that the fright, or it didn't traumatize me that now I need to my leg. It was actually like a relief, like, oh, Musa, we need to cut this leg so that we can continue with this. uh, all I could think about was pain, 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 pain every day. Pain every now and then. I move if I experience pain. You do what you love, it's pain.
Mm.
So getting
So it
rid of
was
it,
like holding you back from so many things that you actually wanted to do. This is what it was doing, and it was getting you down, because the thing is, who wants to live with all that pain and that difficulty?
exactly. So I never actually, thought about what is it gonna be like after vacation. My life needs to change. Everything needs to change now. Maybe I have to have new friends and all that. Nah, it was actually like accomplishment. It felt like I achieved something, and I got rid of something that was holding me back, as you say. And yeah,
How difficult was it after the operation and the amputation for you to actually adjust to a different circumstance? I mean, you were so used to having both your feet, although you had the pain. What was it like for you? What sort of experience was it?
um, okay. Usually, a lot of people expect me to say it was difficult. A lot of people were doing this, were looking at me, funny, and all that.
Mm.
But um, the true story here is that I was already, prepared. I prepared myself prior to the surgery of amputation. So I actually envisioned everything that was going to happen in future after my amputation. So getting back to life was something that I actually prepared myself for, and actually, getting back to the community, meeting up with friends. It was something that I was looking forward to. So it was not difficult for me to really where I left off, because it's a decision that I made. Be like this, and then this is how I need to, you know, go on with it. And again, it's just it was not about how people look at me or what people say about me now, or when I get to school, the other learners are going to say or look at me, stuff like that. I never thought of that because I knew if I actually give a thought about it,
Mm.
damage was gonna, break me down. But I was fortunate enough to have family that is supportive, and they gave me a whole lot of options. Like, do you want to change school, or you still want to go to the school that you were attending? And I chose to go back to the school I was attending, because there are a whole lot of people that I know there, and people know me there. It was going to be easy for me to adjust to it. And they know my journey, they know my story, they know what happened through this, the journey going into hospital for 2 years. And I come back, everybody was happy at school, like, hey, you came back, you good, oh my God, stuff like that. So For me, it was overwhelming at some point, but most of the time it was actually exciting because I could actually see people side. People, right now, Musa, we love you and we want to know what happened. We want to know what went down. Actually, how do you feel? And they actually see that no, I'm not depressed. I'm not, I'm not feeling ashamed. I'm not. I'm not actually negative about every day. So
They actually gave you that support that you were looking for, and I think that's what helped you a lot of the way. Because going back, you got that warmth, and you got the support, and you got that added structure where you knew where you're walking in. People are actually there for you, and I think that's what possibly made a big difference in your life.
mhm. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, and it's not, and not just the support of your family. I'm talking about your colleagues at school and the type of way they warmed you and welcomed you back into your environment without having to look at you in a different way, saying it's okay. Musa's had the situation. It's something that had come with what had happened to him, but we're going to help him through this. And I think that's what gave you that ambition and that drive to achieve what you want to achieve.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
let's talk about your achievements. I suppose you didn't let that get you down. You just kept going in a very positive way, and you told yourself that you're still going to, of course, go out and create those opportunities and go and find what you actually want in your life, fulfill those purposes that you were looking to do so.
Oh yes. Yeah, I actually, took advantage of who I am and everything that happened afterwards was about adjusting. I never wanted um even now I still don't want someone to tell me that I can't do it. If you tell me that I can't do it and you like more fire to it and then I do more. So
So that actually helps you on to want to do more, and it creates more ambition and more drive in you. It's
yeah.
phenomenal to see that normally what would happen in a normal case is when a person goes through an amputation, you see a very different individual after that. People are like normally depressed, they down, they feel as though their mobility is gone. But you've used it in a very different way, and I think this is what's so inspirational about you is your positive way of thinking and overcoming your challenge and telling yourself, besides the support structures that you've had, it's having to tell your mindset that you're going to still achieve and do everything that you wanted to prior to the amputation.
Oh yes, yes. We have this support group of amputees, um, leg amputees mostly. So I get to actually, see that people are actually depressed. A lot of amputees are actually, and I get to ask myself, why are they depressed? But afterwards, I understand, that some of the people they don't have the same mindset that I had. Mind you, I was still a kid back in the days.
Mm.
I believe that if something happened at this time now, happened back then I was gonna be depressed because there are all of the things that I have now in life, and when it comes to amputation, there'll be like all of the things that I need to get rid of, and I need to start over. I think starting over is the biggest thing that people think about. So being an amputee is actually a blessing because you become a low-key celebrity. Everybody's looking at you.
I think I think you're an inspiration to many of people, like you were saying, those that have gone through amputations and those that are going through other challenges and those that are facing other disabilities. To say that you do have that, but it's having to get around it that matters. And having the mindset that you have, I think, is absolutely phenomenal because what you've done with that is told yourself that this is not going to stop me. I'm going to achieve what I want to. And then I'm going to just bring it up very briefly, is that you then, of course, went to go and do what you always want to do, which was dance. And you've reached many a heights, including a genre like ballet, which I think is phenomenal. I mean, being an amputee, you wouldn't uh, be a person that's exposed in an international way. But the point that I'm trying to make is it's your drive and ambition and your positivity and your mindset that has allowed you to achieve all these goals and ambitions that you wanted to achieve prior to this anyway.
Yes, yeah. The strong mindset always, have the power of, achieving everything you want. And again, it's about who you think you are, and not thinking about who, or not thinking about what you are. And again, it's about having to have inspirational words that you live by every day. I have my own slogan. I have words that I live by every day, and I implement them, putting them in practice, and they actually drive me to do anything. And again, limiting yourself in your mind. Mind you, the mind is it's very dangerous. It's the best weapon
Mm.
that it can have. If you tell yourself that you can do this, you can. If you can't, then you won't do it. So it is a matter of breaking the will impossible. And I tell myself every day that I am possible. Everything that I'm gonna do it. It's possible. If a lot of people can do it, then I can do it. And I didn't from the get go. Never got to about being a disabled person. I actually broke down that way. Like, what is this able with somebody who's unable to do other things? I can do food for myself. I can do laundry for myself. I can bath myself. I can play soccer more than people who have both legs. I can dance more than lot of people have both legs. I can drive. I can drive a manual car.
Really?
I
That's an achievement. How have you managed to do that?
like, yeah, apparently it's not something I'm supposed to do. So it's saying
Okay,
it on the
let's leave it there. But I think that's an achievement. I mean, the thing is, you've done so many things that you would do on a normal day. So I think you're a phenomenal human being, and it's nice to see that when you go into the space where you're with other amputees, you try and create that positive vibe for them, so that they actually can change their mindsets for the better. So it's so nice. You've become actually a role model to them in some way.
yeah, it happens like that. And meeting me as Musa,
What does it mean for you as Musa, knowing that you're going into that space and you're changing? Are you changing people's mindsets for the better and the way they're looking at their situation? And then they start realizing that they can pursue their dreams if they want to. What does it mean for you?
I everything. I'm a believer, so I believe that God is doing everything. So I trust in Him. I pray every day, like, guide me on this. I mean, He just do it. So I believe my mindset and my belief is stronger. And again, telling somebody your story actually inspired them. So I actually go there, and then, sometimes I get invited, like, the whole of the amputees here, but they don't live like you. Well, what happened? What is wrong? And then, when you look at when you look at life, then to look at a bigger time frame. Instead of looking at on a daily basis, I look at like 10 years. I
Mm,
just zoom it out, and then as we can see, we growing in different environments, and we
mm,
have systems around. We have people who think different. Other people come
mm.
from privilege that actually, they think if you're disabled, you can't do anything. So they
Yes.
actually shut you down. Like, no, you can't do this. Sit down. We'll take you a wheelchair. You get drawn to that wheelchair for the rest of your life. So what I actually do is, like, change your mind. Think about what you want, as a person, and again, stop thinking about you look. Think about who you are. All about that,
That is,
isn't it?
I think you couldn't have said it better. They're so important. I think people need to understand that. What message would you like to leave our listeners with this afternoon?
Simple. In everything you do your best, and do not let any obstacle get in your way. Um, put more effort in everything. Stay positive, even if you are surrounded by thousand negative things. Find that one positive things and turn those thousands into a positive things. So, yeah, and believe in yourself.
That is so true. You've been such an inspiration to, I think, many people this afternoon, where you've made them understand that irrespective of your disability, you still went out and created those opportunities and achieved some of those goals and ambitions that you felt that you needed in your life. But what can we expect from Musa in the future?
Okay, there are a whole lot of things that I'm gonna do, but right now because of the pandemic, we will never know, you know.
Yeah.
But then from me, I'm just gonna do a whole lot of international tour, and I'm going to do a program where I'll be attending maybe facilities that have amputees. Then I'm going to, offer um, art activities, and then I'm gonna do a lot of motivational talks, like going to high schools, universities, um, and other big companies, you know. And yeah, that's me.
Yeah, well, that's you because I have something that was written by Christopher Reeve. You know Christopher Reeve. He was known as Superman, the very first Superman. And he says a hero is an ordinary individual who finds the strength to persevere and endure in spite of overwhelming obstacles. And I think you are a hero, Musa, for everything
Um,
that you have done. You are a Superman for today's show. We want to wish you nothing but the best going forward. And I think you're an absolute inspiration to all of us out there to be able to say we need to think about the challenges we face and look at it from a different mindset. So we want to thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. And as I said, the best of success from myself and the team. It was a true inspiration speaking to you this afternoon.
thank you,
And
thank you.
I'm going to be closing off with a poem, but this is also meant for you. Because your determination is something that is out of the ordinary. So this is also dedicated to you and the rest of the people that have come on my show this afternoon. Thank you so much. Take care of yourself and do stay safe.
Thank you, thank you.
The poem goes this way. It says their determination. There is no chance, no destiny, no fate can circumvent or hinder or control the firm resolve of a determined soul. Gifts count for nothing. Will alone is great. All things give way before it's soon or late. What obstacle can stay the mighty force of the sea seeking river in its course, or cause the ascending orb of day to wait? Each well born soul must win what it deserves. Let the fool prate of luck. The fortunate is he whose earnest purpose never swerves, whose slightest action or inaction serves the one great aim, determination. So this was an unknown poet that I found, and I thought it was so apt for today. It's having to have that drive and determination to be able to overcome all these challenges that we are facing right now with, as Musa said, a positive mindset. And we want to thank you for joining us this afternoon on the Nafisa Dango Show. We hope we've inspired you into a very different, positive space, and we look forward to chatting to you same place, same time tomorrow afternoon. From myself and the team, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi